Welcome back, friends, to round 3 of the 2024 Tim Selinske United States Masters Disc Golf Championships presented by Innova. This is moving day, and we're moving back to Buckhorn for round 3. My name is Chris German with Gatekeeper Media. We have Kevin Gleason, Team Latitude 64. We're halfway through this event. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Cale and Scott are lighting it up every day. I think Scott's still buggy-free going into round 3. And I think we have a new person on the card today, Adam Halford. Matthew Blakely at 16, Cale at 16, and Scott at 19.
Yeah, and Matt is actually bogey-free as well, so something to keep in mind.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Both of them, yeah.
Still very tight. 9-9-11 at the bottom. Still just a couple strokes away from even 5th place. And here we go. Hole 1, 350 feet. Very tight. Shot, just throw something you're very confident that just flies straight down the middle. If you hit one of those early trees on the left or right and kick left or right, it's very hard to get up and down for your par. And those shoes are amazing.
Lead card. It is now 2:25. First to tee off from Wintersville, North Carolina, Scott Conway. Go, Scott.
Scott has just had it in his eyes this weekend. He has looked, I would say, damn near perfect at this point.
He's so focused on every putt. He's missed a couple, but it doesn't matter if it's 10 feet away or if it's 30 feet away. I keep saying this. He's just so focused, and you can tell he really has the want to win this tournament in his eyes. And, you know, unlike a lot of people here, I think Scott probably has more rounds out here than anybody else. I've heard he's had upwards of 100 rounds at this course.
Next on the tee from St. Paul, Minnesota, Cale Leviska.
Thank you. Thanks, buddy.
Cale, very close to winning this event last year over in Oregon. And, man, he's been finding those guardian trees near those greens all week. Really just having a lot of circle 2 bids and not landing all of them.
Cale a little wide on that, but kicked out to the middle. I mean, he'll have a couple 100-foot up shot to the basket. He should be able to save par from there.
Matt Blakely.
Matt on the lead card once again. Day 2 and 3. Cale and Matt still tied at 16.
Yeah, and Matt's got it all, forehand, backhand. This one, little turn, catching that tree.
It's hard to get the right flip down that tunnel. It's so tight, but when you hit that tunnel just perfectly, man, it's such a great side, good feeling. And we got Adam coming out with the side hand on hole 1.
So no one really hitting their line. Scott was a little low. And I was surprised, Kev, that this actually played a half a stroke over par.
Day 3, people trying to probably go a little stronger than they did on day 1 at this course. Some people on the cut line, you know, I think it's 46 people moved to the finals or the semifinals tomorrow. And, you know, I don't think people are probably going to be going for a little bit more than they did the first couple rounds. Try to play a little bit stronger, a little bit harder, maybe get in a little bit more trouble if you're a little bit off.
For sure. Cale with a great approach there should be able to save par. Adam with the forehand roller puts him just outside the circle.
Matt just giving a little layup bid. Ooh. And that was for Scott's birdie attempt. And, you know, even though a little low, he still had a little chance at it.
A little low from Adam as well. He's going to be taking red on the first hole. But as Simon has always said, every good round starts with a bogey. So let's hope that's...
It's sometimes what you need to just get you going.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know what? I made my bogey. I don't need no more. Let's go. Game on time. Everybody else cleaning up their pars.
But yeah, third most difficult hole. Only 8 birdies on the day.
The nerves. You know, your first hole nerves, it's going to happen. Hole 2, great hole. 2 alleyways after you land. You want to land somewhere right about here and then turn down this alley. This is probably the preferred route. You really have to hit it about 450 straight ahead if you want to go down the backside alleyway. And if you push it a little too far, you really are pinched off.
Yeah, this shot, all about placement. You don't want to go too far unless you do want to go down that left side, but traditionally it seems like most of the field is going to this right side.
And landing just about where Scott did.
Yeah. He's 2 for 2 now on this one.
And it looks like Cale threw something a little bit slower this round compared to the first round.
Made the adjustment, and that's going to be perfect as well.
Yes, Cale the first round, if you watch first round coverage, actually put it a little bit too long. And really it was only about 75 feet too long and was kind of really, really pinched off.
So we're going to see this yellow disc all day. I believe that might be the comet that Matt has been throwing.
It flew like a comet.
Yeah, he just kind of down-tempoed that.
Maybe a tad bit short, but I think he'll be just fine over there. Yeah, Cale in a much better spot than he was on day one.
Yeah, and that actually kicked to the left side fairway, so I think this hole is just forcing him over to that left side.
Yeah.
So we'll see how his scramble is over there.
Second shot, throw something out. You see that big tree right there? You just got to go on the inside or outside of it, and you're right there at the basket. I believe Scott's going to have his first birdie of round 3.
Yeah, we need to take both of Scott's shots here and make a how-to, because this is exactly how you do it.
Yeah, putter off the tee, something a little bit stable, a little bit overstable. Push it over to the right and let it fall to the basket. That's 2 inside. That needs to sneak and call it a tree. He'll have to just pitch around the corner probably to the basket.
Very fortunate to just drop right there and not get into the rough there. Adam showing us his backhand, and he's going to catch that guardian tree and kind of kick him out to the right.
I smacked that guardian tree on I threw a perfect shot right around the corner. Put my rangefinder on that big tree to see how far it was and hit it dead center. I should have put my rangefinder on the basket, I guess.
So Cale, a little easier here on this side. Just a pitch up for par.
Maybe not full commitment on that putt from Adam. Maybe a little bit nervy early in the round. Feature card at a major. That's pretty big.
That's a good par save there with the tester from Matt. You want to get those circle edge putts early. Get your round going. Good par for Adam. So Scott's going to walk away with the lone birdie here. On another very challenging hole, .36 over par.
Wow.
Came in as the 4th most difficult hole. So right in the beginning, we're playing 2 of 4 most hardest holes on the course.
To get you started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go to number 3. And I'll tell you what, number 3 is kind of a cool looking hole, very scenic. Got this crooked little tree, just want to fly right through here. Mid-range fairway, something pop it up, just run it down the middle and slide right by the basket.
Yeah, you have that down tree over there, so if you do go a little more overstable and kind of skip over there, that could stop your disc if you do juice it a little bit, only being at 300.
Scott, I believe, went outside the first round. And I might be thinking that might be the way he's actually aiming at this hole now.
Yeah, it goes back to what you were saying with just the experience at the course. He knows those other lines that these players who might only have 2 or 3 practice rounds at, maybe even 1.
Yeah, I mean, when I come into this, I had to practice both courses in one day. You know, we're all Masters players here on this. A lot of us have full-time jobs, and, you know, we can only get off for a certain amount of days to come out here and play these wonderful courses and tournaments.
A little short there for Matt. He's going to have a circle 2, edge of circle maybe.
Adam with a screamer. Settle down. Oh, that was great ground action on that. Matt will have a chance. He's got a nice little chance throwing this one in. A little bit high left.
Another low putt there from Adam. I think just nerves at this point. I do believe this was his first time on coverage. That wasn't just like a local kind of filming around, messing around. So probably a little bit of nerves there.
And it's the U.S. Masters. You know, I mean, it's one of the bigger events we have.
Good birdie there from Scott and Cale.
Scott 2 down after 3.
Yeah, kind of starting where he left off from round 1 here.
Yeah, just kind of trying to run away with it. We got Matt and Adam just cleaning up.
Yeah, still looking to get on the board. Needs to keep pace here with Scott.
Hole 4, 348 feet. Just throw either a flippy mid-range, maybe a flippy fairway. Touch it and just run right to the basket. And I think we'll probably see Scott take this local line that he usually hits. It's to be a little bit earlier. He'll turn it a little sooner than everybody else. No, he went down the middle this time.
This is cooked.
Slow down. Wow. Okay.
He's going to be encircled too, looking at the birdie. And this type of shot shape just sets up so well for Cale.
Looks low, but misses some trees and slides a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit short.
Gets some good ground action there. Gets on the right side of that tree. He's going to be probably close to where Scott is in terms of distance. And here's that yellow disc. If you keep seeing this yellow disc that just turns over and goes right under the basket, that's going to be that Comet.
Replay. I was going to guess replay.
Oh, of course.
We're definitely getting a replay here.
And I was talking about Matt getting on the board. He is going to need to not hit his head when he picks that one.
We'll put Matt 1 down for the round. A little bit inside for Adam, but if it pushes, he should be able to get up and down and say par from there.
Oh, no. Did he catch a guardian tree down there?
Couldn't tell. It didn't look like he had enough pop on it. Come on, Scott.
Mark him down for another one. He's got a rewind to go along with his turkey here.
Look at that. Slow walk to get his disc again. You know when you see that slow walk to the basket, you know you did something great.
Yeah, swagger.
Puts a little pressure on Cale.
Yeah.
He's got, 5 strokes on Cale right now, so Cale really needs to put that one in just like that. You don't want the leader to get too far away from you.
No, and we all know Cale's got swagger too. He's gonna
do him a slow walk too.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why those two guys are in the lead in first and second. All week, a little slow, grab the disc.
Nice putt, guys.
There we go.
Good save there for Adam.
And very easy drop in. Hole 5. 673-foot par 5. You're wanting to throw something understable off the tee and land somewhere around here. You can really go for it with an S shot and try to land here, but all you're trying to do is get to that first landing zone, throw your second shot here, and pitch something around the corner. But it's just not that easy.
No, it is not that easy. In fact, it actually comes in as the second hardest hole, kind of what we saw from round one. This is the first of the par fives here on the front nine. On a course here that Buckhorn has been redesigned pretty recently, so this course has been in the ground for over 2 decades now.
Yeah, it's been here at least 25 years as far as I know. They just redid some holes, talked to some locals. Even some of the locals that are spotting came out like, man, I haven't seen this pad yet. Man, I haven't seen this pad yet. And they're really enjoying it. The local parks came in. There was a big storm right before, a couple days before the first round, and the local parks came in with other people working, coming in to help. So, thank you to all of them, to all the spotters, all the volunteers, all the parks people that came out and, made this course look like it did.
Yeah, and I have not heard a bad thing about this course from anyone. When I put my ear down to the ground, everyone seems to really love the changes.
That kick from Adams going to put him in a lot of trouble out there to the left.
Yeah, and that's the reason why this is the second hardest hole. I mean, look how many trees are between him and the basket. And this is just to get out to the corner. That was a great shot, though.
It really was. He might have made it right to the edge of the fairway.
I think this is one of my favorite shots to see from Matt, just those
little touchy flick.
Yeah, those touchy flick shots. That one was a little short, but he said he's okay with it. So
it's such a tight turn in that corner. You're only trying to throw it 200 feet after your landing zone. Like you're not going that far.
Yeah, you can see the landing zone kind of where the sun's hitting the fairway down there.
Let's go, Scott.
So Scott was over here in round one, and he executed the same shot again. He had to throw a nice straight shot right through that gap.
But like we said, you don't have to go far. You're just trying to progress down the fairway.
Yeah, if you get kind of where those trees are, I mean, you probably only have maybe 175 to the basket from there.
Correct.
It's not a very long par five. It's just very, very tough, and it's the type of par five that baits you into trying to progress down the fairway.
If he could have just got a little bit more turn on that sidearm, I think he would have gone all the way to the basket with that one. Matt probably just trying to throw a hyzer over to the left side corner. He might have a line to the basket, but it's very doubtful.
It looks like he's going to be putting for birdie there.
Yeah, I mean, it's the basket kind of turns to the right down in the corner, so it's really hard to get around that corner. So
it's pretty sharp down there.
Yeah, it's a very sharp turn. Maybe Cale had a little bit of footing problems right there. It looked like he jumped off of something. Scott going hook thumb around the corner. Maybe a little flare. Dig in.
Needs to get down, and yep.
That's just fine.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of overhands from Scott if you haven't seen his game yet. Doesn't traditionally throw forehands. We're going to see the overhand shot instead.
Scott's got a good distance to his game. He doesn't have that real crazy distance, but he's got really good long distance. Great control shots in the woods. Mm-hmm. You can tell he grew up playing North Carolina golf. I mean, North Carolina golf is a different kind of animal, I would say. A lot of trees, a lot of tight. You're learning to throw flip-ups like the Comet that Matt keeps throwing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to have some beat-up disc here, that's for sure.
You really do. And if you don't, they'll be beat up by the time you get done with your round. Get in there. That's how you birdie. A little bit off on the drive, threw a great second shot and a great third shot. And this definitely deserves a replay.
Yeah, well-deserved here for Matt.
Little fist pump, grabs his stuff. I bet he'll do a slow-motion walk to the basket.
A little shorter, though. Looks like he had a teleportation device.
Is that 4 down for Scott?
There we go, Scott, filling out that scorecard.
4 through 5 to start off.
Tough for Cale here. First bogey of the round. Now 6 strokes between Scott and Cale.
Wow.
And Adam sitting 3 over now.
And you got Matt just took the jump over Cale with that one. Hole 6, 282 foot. Grab your favorite throwing putter or mid-range. Aim at these trees right here to the right now, and let it just fall down to the basket. It goes uphill and then drops slowly down, so you do want to put a little turn on it to the right when you let go. Needs some.
A little too far right there, but I do like the flex shot as well.
Needs to push a little straighter, but if that goes all the way through, give him something to putt at. Wow, that kept going.
Matt's shots, he kind of has like that nose up, like high, like really high ceiling, like shots that just like go forever. And you think it's going to fade out early, and it just literally just keeps going down the fairway. And at the angle it's looking at, this is great.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the line you're looking for.
Good adjustment from first round. He caught that guardian tree up there.
Like you were saying with Matt's shot, the nose up, it's real hard. You know, when you let go nose up, going uphill, and then you have to fall downhill. It just really wants to just keep falling off left, and keep going. Adam snuck through a little bit, it looked like. Maybe circle's edge putt over there. Let's say Scott's just going to give this a little layup, maybe bid.
He gave it a bid, just left side there.
Adam.
Looks like he is human. He's going to be getting a par.
Oh,
that was a really good run from Adam.
Yes, it was.
Matt probably similar distance to the previous hole, and he does catch metal.
Cale to get one back on Scott right here. Smooth, dead center.
Good bounce back.
Puts him tied with Matt. There you go, Adam. Good solid putt on that one.
So this par 3 here just kind of sandwiched between these 2 par 5s. Kind of get a moment to breathe before you go into the next hole.
Yeah, because those 2 par 5s could eat you up.
As Matt's going to get the par, looks like he has himself a birdie sandwich with some par bread.
Hole 7, par 5. It's the hardest hole in the course. I know it is. I don't have to guess. 794 feet. You're trying to land right before the drone just went by a minute ago. Second shot somewhere around here. And I swear you will see the basket in a minute. Down here, 20 feet behind it is OB with the big power plant behind it.
Just, yep, follow the light. You're correct. Hardest hole. But one of my favorite par 5s I think I've really ever seen.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just so picturesque.
It'll change up a scorecard in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Scott was a little bit off on that one. Cale looked like he had a pretty decent shot on his drive. But they should be able to pitch out to save par. It's a long ways to go, though.
Yeah, you kind of want a drifting shot here. You want it to drift to the right, but just finish to the left, but not too much. Is this?
That's probably a good tree.
Oh, that's a good tree.
That probably was a good tree. Very much was a good
He
tree.
was going to fade out a little too early there.
That was actually a good second or third tree kick him out in the middle.
Keeping him right on the fringe.
He just needs to throw smooth little sidearm.
Oh.
Sit right there. That had a good line on it.
Yeah, and getting to the top of the hill with 2 shots is not bad. You can still get your par from there.
Yeah.
This, though, and it looks like those trees were in the way. It did take Scott a minute to line up this shot. Longer than he has been taking. I think that was probably the longest that he was at his lie. And we saw Cale execute this shot round 1, and if he misses those trees, I would say that's executed as well.
It looked like it might even have slid out from that tree a little bit. I couldn't tell.
He's got birdie on the mind, maybe.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not very many of those on this hole. Just stay clean. It's so hard to stay clean on this hole. You're going to hit a tree. It doesn't matter.
Looks like Scott's just going to have to pitch out here. Get to the top of the hill.
And Scott's still got a long ways to go.
Yeah,
there's a chance his bogey-free 2 1/3 round is.
Yeah, I mean, throwing 4 from the top of the hill, you need to execute a perfect shot to.
And he was just
par.
beside of where Adam was, so you could see the basket from the camera view from Adam. It's a long ways down there.
Yeah, I would say probably 370.
And he's still in some trouble over there.
Yeah,
Looks
I
like
think-
a nice little gallery following behind.
Yeah, it was a good day. In the early, they were a little timid, but the card opened up, and they were like, hey, get a little closer, because they were standing a little far behind.
Okay.
There wasn't too much crowd control, so it was very laid back, and everyone was very respectful. Look at that, Minnie. His disc was laying up against the tree there, actually.
Oh, okay. Come around and get a little skip.
Oh, that's a big
that too-
skip.
Probably was almost too much. I'm sure catch cam's probably down towards the edge of the water.
Catch cam was ready to turn there. That was heading for the water, I
Oh,
think.
and that's right beside the basket now.
What a fortunate break there.
This is Cale's
Third
shot.
Yeah, so, and it's looking like he's going to scoot on up inside the circle, Kevin.
So that's birdie opportunity for Cale. Scott's bogey at least.
Hey, that was a finger pop from Scott, too.
Nice little side hand finger pop.
As this is you said at the beginning, this can really switch a scorecard around. And we're going to see that after just talking about Cale losing pace.
And I don't watch these beforehand. You know, like I don't look at the scores. I want to know what's going on while I watch it. You know, it's a 2-stroke difference on that one. Or
It might be 3.
might be 3.
I think Scott might have took a double here. We'll see.
I miscounted one of his shots.
That was a great par save from Adam. He fought hard for that one.
Look at that
Fortunate
view.
tree there.
So that's
Just a single.
single bogey. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
so. So
There's a lot of shots on this hole, so I think I just, counted someone else's.
now, is Matt still bogey free? I believe.
Correct.
He might be the only person this far into the tournament that's bogey free. Hole 8, 200 feet, par 3. OB's 5 foot to the right of it. 40 foot past it, you can hit OB. Tight gap, maybe 15 foot, 12 to 15 foot wide. Just throw your most comfortable flippy putter or something. Maybe even a thumber. And just a little bit of turn on it and get a putt.
So before we get into these birdies, I just want to give some stats about the last hole. It played an entire stroke over par. So it played 6 strokes. And there was only 4 birdies on the day, Cale being one of them. So
So it was 5.95 day 1 and 6. So it played a 6 both rounds.
Yeah.
I got par both rounds.
My man. Looks like Matt's going to be down there for a putt. This is caught early there from Adam.
Okay, Scott. Hit the gap.
So this is another one where I think Scott goes to that left side.
Oh, you think he's aiming left side? Okay.
I personally think so because he did that the first round as well.
I'll tell you, I travel a lot and play a lot of courses. I love going and playing with the local and just talking to them and, just talk. Enjoy a round with the local. They'll tell you some shots, show you some shots that you didn't even know were there.
Yeah, I mean, Scott's going to throw 5 or 6 different type of shots here today than some of the other guys.
Matthew to tie up Cale, but I'm pretty sure Cale's just right there. Matthew playing solid, man.
Yeah, he's kind of like
Sneaky.
the sneaky good. Yeah,
We're
he's
talking about Cale, we're talking about Scott, but Matthew's right there on their heels.
Yeah, and that was the same thing last year in Oregon at this event. It was the Philo and Cale show, but Matt was there all the way to the end. He was only a stroke behind, sometimes tied with them. So do not count Matt out here. Very experienced, very skilled, very consistent.
Adam dropping in another par. See if Adam can get it. We got one more hole in the front 9. Hole 9, 294 feet. It is not easy. It's about 100 feet just to get to the water, 150 feet. These little trees on the left, if you throw something too over stable, they like to come in there and hit those trees and go OB. You really need something to float straight and then dive in late. Like that.
Oh, great shot from Cale. Yeah, there's a couple right to left water holes we're about to play here, and they kind of get a little bit repetitive or redundant. I would say this one is probably the best because it does have this nice gap that you have to hit, and that's very fortunate there for Matt.
It really is. It's as kicks go, you couldn't ask for a better one.
Oh, seriously.
A little bit more forward, he's probably hitting one of those guardian trees I was talking about. Come on, Adam.
That pushes for Adams.
Sit down. Okay.
Looking like he could be able to get his first birdie.
Put him back at even for the front 9. Back 9 plays a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's sitting 3 over right now, so he's going to need a couple more. That needs to go.
I think Scott got a little bit of good action off that little, maybe like the root ball right there, off that little tree.
Yeah, that could have maybe hit that tree.
Let's get another look at it.
If it was a little lower, that was very close to the water line.
Yep, see that? Hit right there on the corner and popped into the basket. If it had hit the right side, it could have, like you said, kicked him OB.
And I assure you, Matt did not practice throwing from here.
He's got a chance to save par, though. It's a hard little hole. I mean, 300-foot tight gap. It's a tricky shot.
Yeah, 6th most difficult. Quarter stroke over par. Great par save. Matt keeping the bogey-free tournament going.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, that's very good. And this is moving day, so top 42 will move on to tomorrow.
Nice birdie there for Adam.
There you go, Adam.
Getting on the scorecard. And like you said, easier on the back 9, so he theoretically should be able to claw his way back to even here.
He needs to get a couple birdies. You can tell in his posture right now he's really a little frustrated, it looks like. But
yeah, a little down in the dumps.
Cale to get a 21, Scott at 22.
Cale filling out his scorecard. So Scott 2 strokes. So Cale gained 1 stroke on Scott here on this front 9.
2-stroke difference. Scott 23, Cale 21, and Matt at 19. Adam sitting down at 11, but let's hope Adam gets something going on the back 9.
Yeah, a couple blemishes there for our card. Matt looking clean. So we're going to take a look at some of the other scores coming in. Michael Johansson, we have not been talking about him at all this week. And
that's surprising.
Seriously. Marty Hendel hanging out as well. So that's going to finish us up here. We will catch you on the back nine. For Kevin Gleason, my name is Chris. See you then.
See y'all.